Okay, let's talk about something. How about the don't call list? Okay, I've done that for years now. I've dialed in and registered my numbers on the don't call list. Why are you bozos still calling me? I just can't figure it out. And you got a lot of nerve, I'll tell you that. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to buy your stuff. I don't want you giving me free stuff. I don't want you to call me. I'm on the don't call me list. Let me explain to you. Don't call me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't care what it is. And and the walk-on-water politicians, they just naturally assume, well, that doesn't apply to them. Surely I want to hear from them. No. I don't want to hear from you losers too. And by golly, I'll tell you the truth, I have quit voting. I used to be a hardcore conservative Republican. I backed up one day and I looked at the Republican Party and all I saw was warmongers, waiting for the second coming of Ronald Reagan. Well, I guess that's enough of that, but talking about politicians, they've excluded themselves from that list. People, let's get together. What's going on here? What this is politicians are allowing these people, they've slipped these loopholes in the laws. They have allowed these people to call us and harass us to buy their stuff or whatever. There's no reason for anybody to be calling you if you're on that don't call list. And that includes you, you loser politician. You're a loser because I'm not going to vote for any of you. I can't trust any of you anymore. There's a couple of good ones, got to admit it, close by. They're doctors. Okay, they're not lawyers. Anyway, so what are we going to do, people? I tell you what, one thing you can do is you can act stupid. You can just act like, huh? What? Huh? What? What? Don't agree to anything. Don't say anything positive like a yes. At one time, you folks might have not known this, you may not remember it, but they used to record these conversations. They'd call an old person up and then they'd chop up that recording and they would have them agreeing to buying their product. And then here's a recording of this person, we're going to have that money now. Here, this person clearly on this recording, you can hear them agreeing to it. They spliced it up. They ripped them off. It's all a scam, okay? Telemarketing. I got to admit I did it one time when I was a kid for 2 weeks. And I got this one lady, she called me and she's like, well, who are you calling for? And it was Reverend Jim Jordan, I think. And he was having a gospel music thing out there at the county farm. And we were out there selling tickets to the show. It was a high school thing. My buddies in high school, after school, they were going and working at this place. I worked there 2 weeks. This lady called, or I called her, I'm sorry, I called her, and she said, you know what, I'm going to have that checked into. I like gospel music, but I'm going to get it checked into. And she called the TV station, and back then we had a TV program on a local channel that they would go investigate. Anyway, come to find out, but I'll tell you the grand finale in a minute. But anyway, so I worked for them 2 weeks, and here's payday, and he come up to me and handed me my paycheck. I opened it up, it was like $2.40, and I said, what's this? And he said, well, that's for all the tickets you sold. That's the people that have mailed the money in, and that's your cut. I'm like, man, that won't buy me a pack of guitar strings. I just slammed it right down his face, and I said, here's my donation, and I walked out. I was driving. I think a buddy or two of mine had to go with me, too. But it was kids from high school. Anyway, getting back to a good part of the story, a couple weeks later, we started about a month before the show, I guess, doing that. And a couple weeks later, a buddy of mine came up and said, hey, did you hear about that guy we was working for? Hey, they went in there, Action 11 or whatever, went in there and busted him. It was a fraud. Yeah, well, I'd say 90% of this stuff's probably fraud. 100% of it's people I don't want to hear from. And I did have somebody get my credit card the other day, and they put a $9.95 charge on there, and it was a scam telemarketer crap scam, and I had to fight that. Okay, and my credit card company, I won't name them, but they really screwed up. They reimbursed me that money twice, that $9.95, and then they went into a charity that I am giving to, and for some reason they decided to not pay that charity. And I was so embarrassed. They insulted the charity, insulted me. insinuating that I was referring to them being a fraud or something. Anyway, getting back to it. What can you do? People, let's get together. Let's get some comments. Act stupid. Act crazy. Don't say I'll do that right. Don't say anything along the lines of yes or I agree or anything. Keep everything negative. So that way, I mean, they quit that scamming, splicing the tape, I hope, and all. But anyway, I really want them to stop calling me. And you scumbag politicians. Whoa, that just rolled right off my tongue, didn't it? Like it belonged. Okay, it's you that are allowing these people to call us without penalties, because at one time it was $500 if somebody called you twice within a month after you told them not to call you. If they called you again, there was a $500, you could sue them for $500. Now I guess that's long gone. Politicians got in there, and you're letting somebody, for some reason, you're letting these scumbags call me for some reason. I don't want them to call me. I'm on the don't call list. Politicians, of course you're going to put your lily white butts on there. Like, I want to hear from you. No, I don't want to hear from you. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of your fruity little laws. Don't call me because you're running for office. Because I'm going to start making a note of it, and I'm going to start campaigning against you. And I'm going to say flat, hey, Sarah, don't call me. George, whoever you are. Butthead Cheney, I don't want to hear from none of you. Don't call me. Don't pretend you're calling me with your message. Okay? I want to be on the don't call list. Don't call me! I have a hard enough time. You know what? There's one other solution. There's one other solution. Here it is. This is the only other option I can think of. In comment, let me know if you got a better idea. Come on, follow me. Don't call me! Anyway, let me do that right without the remote. Bye now. Don't call me. Don't call me if you ain't family and friend. I don't want to hear from you. Bye-bye.